Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, she's obsessed with gambling.
I've lost between $300,000 and $400,000.
Out of control.
You're gambling away your rent money.
I can't stop.
Out of cash.
How many credit cards have you opened?
Between 50 and 100.
And she has a big favor to ask of Dr. Phil.
Why did you bring me these bills?
I thought maybe you might pay them.
You wanted me to pay them.
You don't have to pay them if you can't afford it.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. How you doing? Hello? Who would like to win $400,000? Would you play the lottery or go to the casinos if you believed you had a good chance of winning all that money? If you won, what would you do? Maybe buy a home like this one that was recently on the market for $400,000? Or how about buying a brand new sports car like this? Or how about sending up to 4 children to a 4-year college? I'm sure we could all find endless ways to spend the cash. So what if I told you that our guest Debbie flushed $400,000 right down the drain just on regular slot machines at the casinos? Debbie is a self-admitted gambler for the last 2 decades who loves to play the slots so much that she says she turns demonic.
I have been gambling for over 20 years.
My mom's addiction has taken over her life.
I drop hundreds of dollars. It's just paper. I am completely addicted to every slot machine. I walk through a casino door, and I'm not myself anymore. I become obsessed, like a demonic feeling.
The only thing that matters to my mom when she's at the casino is putting her money in the machine. Gambling has turned my mom into a monster.
When I go on a gambling binge, I could stay there for days, and I have. I've done everything possible to feed my addiction. I've opened between 50 and 75 credit cards to feed my addiction. If I had to put a dollar amount on how much I've lost over the years, between $300,000 and $400,000.
At one point, I controlled all of her money. I couldn't control her. She would make a scene in public, screaming at me for her credit card.
I would get explosive when I couldn't have 100 here, 100 there. On one occasion, the police were called due to my explosive behavior.
My mom has told me that she'd stopped gambling, and then there's been times where I've gone to the casino and found her there.
When I leave a casino and I'm broke, I cry. I hate myself. I scream in the car. I hate you. What is wrong with you? You have a family. You have to feed your children. Then I turn around and I go back. I am addicted to gambling, and it has taken over my life.
Okay, so you know this, right?
Yeah.
You know it about yourself. This isn't something that you're kind of think you can handle or you think you have under control.
I have no control over it. I can't handle.
So you've heard the term degenerate gamblers, and that describes someone in lay terms that will blow it all. They'll blow their rent money. They'll blow their savings. They'll run up their credit card. They'll do it all. And that's you.
Yes.
You've been trying to stop her.
Yeah. She yells at me and says she doesn't need help.
Why do you do that if you tell me now you know better?
To be honest with you, I don't want to hurt my children, but I can't stop. So I've become a compulsive liar as well on top of it, lie after lie after lie.
You've actually gone in the casino.
Yeah.
You've walked up to her in the casino and said, come on, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You've actually taken her money in the casino.
Yeah, I've brought her out of the casino. We've been in the parking lot yelling at each other.
And she'll stay and you leave.
Yeah.
I mean, even though she knows you're upset, she'll say, you'll leave, I'm staying.
Yeah. All night. She'll be gone all night.
You said when you walk through that casino door, you become a whole other person. You said, I become demonic. I become like a devil person.
When I walk through a casino door, my mind is focused on a slot machine. I'm not Debbie in there. I don't know how to explain it. I can't control myself. I can't. If I have my bank card with, which I try to leave at home, I'll drain it, even though I have a $300 limit on it daily. They have a machine in the casino that overrides it. So you can drain your account.
How many credit cards have you opened?
At least between 50 and 100. It has to be. It has to be.
50 and 100 credit cards?
At least, yeah.
You just keep opening and opening and opening so you can get more money.
Yeah, because I can't afford to gamble on my, you know what I mean? I should have never said that one. Oh, boy.
No, you got, come on, be honest. You have barred yourself from casinos. You've gone and told them, here's my picture. You spread this around. Do not let my happy ass in here ever again, right? You have
correct.
You've told them to keep you out.
Many times.
They let you in?
Yeah.
You tell them it's not you on the picture?
Yeah, I have done that. Well,
what do you do to get money?
What do I do to get money?
Yeah. Where's this money coming from? You said, I can't.
I win. And then I lose. I've won quite a few jackpots.
You've won $60,000 in a year.
Correct.
You said you spread all those hundreds out and you were hooked.
Big time.
How long did it last? How long did money last?
About half a year, maybe, if that.
Before you lost it back?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to do it. I do it. I'm not me in that casino, okay? I'm not. When I walk through the door, I'm not me. It takes over my mind. I can't stop.
So why do you walk through the door?
I can use excuses to you like, okay, I lost a bunch of money. I have to go back and get it back. I use that a lot. But I don't seem to be able to walk out with it again. So why do I do it? I don't know.
One would think that you would say, you know, there's a pattern here. They keep taking my money and running me off till I come back with some more. You would think this is stacked against me. I can't win. I've lost $400,000. So I'm asking, are you a slow learner?
No, I'm pretty good with math, but, you know, hey, you know, I'm not trying to laugh and joke. I'm serious. I have self-medicated myself over the years with alcohol, prescription pills, so I don't have to face reality, okay?
You said the only time you've ever left with money is when she came in and drug you out before you could lose it. You said you left once with $3,000.
Towards the end here, yeah. I mean, I did walk out.
Yeah, tackle you, dragged you out before you could lose it.
8 years ago, I walked out with $10,000, $12,000 and paid some bills off, but then put it all back in.
Well, Debbie says she has a big favor, and I mean a big favor to ask me. We'll talk more about that next. She brought some bills with her. Why did you bring me these bills?
I thought maybe he might pay them. You don't have to pay him if you can't afford it, you know? I don't know.
And later, what's lurking in Debbie's past that continues haunting her to this day.
I can't even imagine the pain that you had to feel.
All these years, I've been hiding it, I guess.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. Their daughter was a soldier.
You got blown off a 40-foot wall.
Yeah.
She was a tough Marine. She's not tough anymore.
Now,
being injured in Iraq led to my drug use.
she's a heroin addict.
You took her to a drug deal. She's getting poison and you're driving her to pick it up.
She needs me. She hates me. She loves me. She doesn't want me.
Tell me what you think and feel. Don't tell me what she thinks and feels.
That's tomorrow.
When it comes to my family, I feel like I've run out of chances. I hate myself. When I look in the mirror, I see all the hurt I've done to my family. There was a time that I lied to a family member and borrowed $20,000 to pay off credit cards. I was unable to pay her back. Now, I don't think she wants anything to do with me anymore. My gambling has ruined my relationship with my daughter.
My greatest fear is that my mom will be homeless. If she becomes homeless, my fear is she'll not be able to keep my brother with her.
I tell myself I won't be homeless. The pain won't go away. The withdrawals won't go away. The pain of what I've done to my family, but I still want to go back to try to win money to pay my bills. There's no out.
I don't have anything to numb myself with right now. And it's really hard, you guys.
When Debbie arrived in Los Angeles and met up with our staff, she brought some bills with her that she asked to be delivered to me. They did. They delivered these to me. There's vehicle title and licensing, renter's insurance bill that isn't open. I guess you wanted me to open this one here. Why did you bring me these bills?
Do you want me to answer that? I actually thought that if I was going to maybe get some kind of counseling or help, that these were the bills my daughter needed to take home with her, and then I thought, well, maybe he might pay them. So it wasn't my first choice to bring them to you. My daughter was going to take them home and make sure they got paid somehow.
I'm not paying them.
What?
I'm not paying them.
Well, that's not what you said. You said you wanted me to pay them.
Well, someone. I don't know what to do anymore. You don't have to pay him if you can't afford it, you know? I don't know. I know I'm bailing out again. I'm sorry. I can't pay him either, so I
can afford it, and I still don't have to pay him.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to get a window to your thing. How long have we known each other?
A minute or two?
Yeah. It would be about 20 minutes.
And then, yeah, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even asked. I can't stop. I don't want to lose my third child.
But yet you're gambling away your rent money.
Yeah. I don't mean to. It controls me. In that casino, I can't stop.
How long have you been living where you're living?
Oh, about a month and a half.
Yeah. How long were you living where you were living before that?
A year.
Uh-huh. And why'd you leave there?
She was making a scene and trying to bang on my door and get money from me.
For?
To go gamble. And the whole neighborhood saw. And the cops came.
Well, you weren't in a casino then. You said you become a different person when you walk in the casino. That's your trigger. That environment changes you into the devil person. But you weren't in a casino when you were banging on her door to the point that the cops came and you're demanding money to go gamble.
That's incorrect.
What is correct?
I had been at a casino for 5-6 hours and lost. I came to where I was living, and I had asked for more money.
To get even?
Yeah, my own money that I had my daughter hold on to, so I could have Christmas with my son and my daughter. She was holding on to $2,000 of my money.
To not give her.
You came to get Christmas money to go back to
Correct.
the casino because you say you get vengeance money. You say you come home, you're vengeance. I'm going to get some money to go back and kick their ass, right? So she stands in the gap, says, I'm not giving you this money. I'm not giving you the money. And you demand it's your money. You want it, by God, give me my money. The point is you're standing there demanding money to go gamble with. Debbie claims she didn't even start gambling until she was in her 30s. What happened in her life to transform her from being a typical wife and mother with a job to what she self-describes as a crazed demon? We'll be right back.
"20 years ago, I lost my son.
My brother died on my birthday.
I blame myself for his death. I thought I killed him.
And later, his parents called him a moocher. Is Ryan back on his feet or on the streets?
You went to Texas. You got a job.
Yeah.
But you got fired after a week?
No, it was after a day.
Debbie claims she can't control the pull of the casinos and the urge she has to hit those slot machines over and over again. And yet, she didn't always have this uncontrollable addiction. Her daughter Serena believes this all started when her mother tragically lost her son to leukemia at just 2 years old. And instead of facing the pain, Debbie looked for other ways to just switch off.
20 years ago, my son, RJ, was diagnosed with a high-risk leukemia. RJ was 13 months old. My son, RJ, had a bone marrow transplant. My daughter gave bone marrow, which nearly killed him. I could not put my son through another bone marrow transplant. It was too painful. I lost my son to cancer.
She uses my brother's death as an excuse for her to gamble.
I gamble not to feel pain.
My brother died on my birthday, and I never look forward to my birthday because I know she's going to go out and gamble. It makes me feel hurt. My brother's been gone for 20 years, and she's never dealt with the loss.
I thought I killed him by not doing another transplant. I blame myself for his death.
I just wish she would be at peace with him being in heaven.
Well, I can't even imagine the pain that you had to feel at that time. You had a very difficult decision to make, right? Whether to do the second bone marrow transplant or not. And you made the decision to not do it. And you've questioned that ever since?
Just recently, my ex-husband had said, "You're destroying your daughter like you destroyed your son." Right there, I thought, oh my gosh, I have been hiding this or not even realizing this for so many years that maybe I did. All these years, I've been hiding it, I guess, because I didn't realize until the ex-husband saying to me, "You're trying to destroy your daughter like you destroyed your son." It just popped out.
God, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just not sure I can go along with his blurted out analysis and diagnosis there. I'm sorry. Had I been sitting with you in that room at the time that you were making that decision, I can't tell you that I would have advised you differently than what you said. The decision you made, there's very moral basis for making the decision that you made. I mean, what do you put the child through? What's the risk-reward ratio? That's a very difficult decision that parents have to sometimes make in dealing with a terminal illness and what you want the quality of life to be at that point. And that's a decision that only you could make at that time, and you made it, and I certainly couldn't fault that decision. They show pretty people having fun. They don't show you standing at the door screaming at your daughter for more money. They don't ever show that on a commercial, do they? And later, you said the help that I offered and arranged for you just sucked.
The life coach that was assigned to me totally failed me.
If you have a family member or a friend who you believe is living a lie and needs help coming clean with themselves, with you, with whoever, log on to drphil.com and share your story. I do know that things often start for one reason and continue for a very different reason. Maybe you started self-medicating, as you said, but then pretty soon this took on a life of its own. They show pretty people having fun in casino commercials. They don't show you standing at the door screaming at your daughter for more money. They don't ever show that on a commercial, do they? Yeah. They don't ever show you with a file full of bills trying to figure out how you're going to pay them. They don't show that in a commercial, do they? Yeah. Because right now, if you stopped gambling, would your life be peaches and cream? Of course it wouldn't. You have a lot of other challenges in your life. And if right now your coping mechanism, your escape mechanism, your eject button from the pain is to lose yourself in a casino, and that's taken away from you and nothing is put in its place, you know what's going to happen? You're going to default right back to what you were doing. You know, I'd like to add Dr. Frank Lawless to the conversation. He's the chairman of the Dr. Phil Show Advisory Board. Frank, welcome. Glad to have you here. Frank is director of the Lawless PvP&P Center. He has also written the book, Psychoneuroplasticity, Protocols for Addiction. Frank, what needs to happen here?
Well, first of all, we need to recognize that it is, the problems are neurological, which means that they are deep below your consciousness. So you are really out of control. There needs to be a broad program that encompass not only your lifestyle, but also your neurological functioning and your psychological coping skills.
And there's a comorbidity here. Your addiction to gambling is existing in parallel with some other things. And depression, for example. Anxiety, for example. Those things have to be dealt with in parallel to what we're talking about here. You got to deal with everything. At one time, you fix one thing and not the other, then that's half a loaf. You've got to deal with everything. So what I want to do is really attack this on all fronts and give you a chance to turn this around and do it right one time. Let's get this right one time and give you your life back. And I really think in a relatively short period of time, your life can look a good deal different to you. I think you can be looking back going, oh my God, I cannot believe that was me. And this is going to begin with, what I would like to do is fly you to the PMP Center to spend some time with Dr. Lawless' team. They have a team there, multifaceted team, to start with a very thorough evaluation, see everything that's going on with you, psychologically, neurologically, physiologically, hormonally, everything, and then put together a true coping plan to get this turned around. But you've got to be willing to submit yourself to it.
Totally, yes.
Deal?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll get that set up. You can talk to her after we finish.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to let these guys go. You're going to remember my guest, Ryan, was once making millions, but then moved in with his girlfriend to his parents' garage. Well, they're back with an unbelievable update right after the break.
My 37-year-old son does live in my garage.
There's a reason why I'm in your garage. You don't deserve to have a family that's as supportive as they are, that loves you the way they do.
After being on the Dr. Phil show, I was disappointed because I felt like Dr. Phil had missed the mark.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
She was a tough Marine. She's not tough anymore.
Now she's a heroin addict.
You took her to a drug deal. She's getting poisoned and you're driving her to pick it up.
That's tomorrow.
You may remember my next guest, Ryan, who was living with his girlfriend in his parents' garage and claiming he just couldn't get a job, even though he was once quite successful, making millions in the real estate business. His appearance on our show 8 months ago, well, it was memorable.
My 37-year-old son does live in my garage.
This is my casa. This is where I stay. This is the garage.
Life with Ryan is extremely chaotic. I've probably asked Ryan to move out 100 times.
You're not working.
No, I'm not.
Why?
Well, I'm on unemployment.
Are you working?
I'm working still. I'll be 73 next month.
So he's twice your age, and he's working, but you're sleeping till 2 in the afternoon in the garage. What is wrong with you people? Ryan's 24-year-old girlfriend is also living in the parents' garage.
Mine and Ryan's usual day is we wake up and we just kind of, we kind of let the day come to us.
I feel like I can't help but be mean to Rachel. She aggravates me.
You know what? You are stuck. You got a chip on your shoulder. I strongly suspect it's frustration. You're taking it out on everybody else.
I'm a 37-year-old adult that deserves that respect, and there's a reason why I'm in your garage. You don't deserve to have a family that's as supportive as they are, that loves you the way they do, the way you treat them like...
I don't want to kick Ryan out on the street because in the back of my mind, I would feel terrible if he were really sick.
Do you think he's mentally ill?
I think he's bipolar.
Where did you go to medical school? I've never treated a bipolar patient where I called the adult patient's mother up and said, okay, here's what I want you to do. Have no accountability, allow him to be mentally and emotionally abusive, let him sleep until the middle of the afternoon, and don't let him get a job. That's what I need you to do to help me get him back as a meaningful, contributing member of society. Don't you want to be proud of you again?
Well, sure.
I know how to get you back in the game, and I am willing to bring you the resources to do that. Well, I told Ryan's parents that the only way they would see their son make it is if they kicked him out of the garage. They did listen. Take a look.
Since we were on the Dr. Phil show, we finally had to evict Ryan to get out of our garage.
This is my garage. I own everything here. It's not anything of Ryan's.
We've been living at the motels, getting money from resources.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
Since being on the show, I have spent $3,000 on Ryan. There's been 10, 12 times that I've put him in a motel.
We're living day by day. A lot of times, we definitely have to reach out for a lifeline to help us. I was wondering if you can give me a ride down to... No? Okay, thanks for your help.
Ryan is currently not working. He hasn't held a job for 3-4 years.
We tried to maintain our normality by going to the gym, exercising, and we have his racquetball.
Good.
After being on the Dr. Phil show, I was disappointed because I felt like Dr. Phil had missed the mark. He was a moocher, but the symptoms behind that, I felt, were mental illness and drug issues.
I don't think I have a mental problem. I think we have a financial problem.
Well, Ryan and his girlfriend Rachel are here while Ryan's parents, Mike and Vicky, join us via Polycom. Even though Vicky thinks I missed the mark on Ryan, you did take the advice to get him out of the garage. How long did that take?
About 6 weeks.
After the show, about 6 weeks, had to evict him to accomplish that.
Are you glad you did it? Are you sad that you did it? How do you feel about it?
I'm positively thrilled. I mean, I felt like it was a burden off my shoulders that would never go away.
Yeah. Are you at peace with that, even though I know it's difficult?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. Your mother thinks that she doesn't disagree that I felt like you were taking advantage of them, but she says that I missed the mark in that you are mentally ill and that you need help in that regard. You disagree. You don't think you're mentally ill.
I'm going to leave that to I'm properly diagnosed or like checked out.
But you actually, after some encouragement from family, decided to check into a hospital.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was pushing that direction, and you know, I'm not going to turn away from it if that's what friends and family and loved ones are saying.
Did you check into?
Yes.
I mean, I've known a couples where, like, one wanted to take up scuba diving, so the other one did. But this is the first time I've heard where one was checking into a mental institution, so the girlfriend said, "Yeah, I'm in."
Right. Well, because yeah, no, you're right.
That's
because that's why I checked out. That's why I checked out a day later. Is because you know what? It was all for the wrong reason, and somebody else deserved to be there a lot more than either one of us.
Well, did you get in conflict with the staff when you were there?
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
Well, I thought you wound up strapped down to a wheelchair.
No, not strapped. I was asked to sit in the wheelchair and basically move to a different level.
I thought you told us that you talked to her in the hallway, and they said you weren't supposed to do that.
Pass them the note, yeah.
And so you got upset. They called security. You wound up getting strapped to a wheelchair, moved to level 1. They took you up to that ward, and you decided, well, these are some seriously disturbed folks up here, and there are people that deserve to have this kind of care more than I do. I should not be taking up a bed here, so I'm going to check myself out.
Yeah.
That's what you told us. We
right,
recorded
that. You're right. That's accurate.
All right. Ryan says he's trying to change his behavior, but is he really? I don't know. We'll talk more about that when we come back. You got a job?
Yeah.
But you got fired after a week?
As an employee, I worked 1 day.
And got fired?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you took a day off.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
I just cannot stand Rachel. She feeds Ryan's addiction for drugs. She's brain dead.
I don't feel like I'm homeless. I feel like I'm stuck in between a rock and a rock place. And so I just need help, like, getting pushed out.
The only way that Ryan can recover is to eliminate Rachel totally.
They're pretty harsh about you, Rachel. They say you are enabling him, that you are a drug pipeline, that they're saying you need to be gone out of his life, and that you're bad news bears. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know. So first they're the enabler and now I am? Like they just want to throw it on me because they're out of the way now, or what?
Are you all into drugs? Are you doing drugs?
A little bit.
What are you doing?
Smoke marijuana.
Yeah. Marijuana. What else?
That's it.
You went to Texas. Mm-hmm. You got a job.
Yeah.
Went to Texas, but you got fired after a week?
No, it was after a day. And doing everything that I thought was good. Passed the drug test, passed all the paperwork, got everything done.
Well, why'd you get fired after one day? You said it was a schedule problem? You took a day off?
No, when I went in, I went in and I worked basically as long as they needed me there to get done what we needed to get done, open to close, pretty much. And when he left, I wasn't assigned a team, so I was on the B schedule. And that was finishing up at bell to bell. And there was bell to bell 3 days in a row, almost 12 hours. And I got all my stuff done. One of the managers assigned me to the A schedule. Conveniently, the A schedule had the next day.
So you worked one day?
No, I worked 3 days. But my paperwork went through for the drug test in the background on like the second day.
You were there 3 days?
As an employee, I worked 1 day.
And got fired?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you took a day off?
Because I took a day off.
And so then you had to walk back?
Yeah, well, but once that had happened, I had the car, our rental car that we drove out there, and since he had stopped the process and everything, that went upside down, $400. I gave the car back.
And you said the help that I offered and arranged for you just sucked. You said just nothing to that.
I'll speak honest with you on this. The life coach that was assigned to me totally failed me, yes.
Yeah.
I feel personally that's what happened. We both played phone tag, me leaving messages, him calling me back, and leaving messages for me. And
yeah, we keep very detailed records about that. On February 2nd, we got a message from you to Anthony Haskins, our resource director. On the 3rd, call back, a girl answers. I ask for Ryan, she tells me he's not there. I leave a message for him, with her, for him to call me back. I hear Ryan talking to her, telling her what to say in the background. I mean, you're there. He can hear you in the background telling her to say you're not there and what to tell.
Well, if he called at a time that I was working on something else that was helping me make money, that'd be the only reason why that would happen. You know, and I actually do recall that. He hears
you in the background telling her to say you're not there.
Well, yeah, but I'm also on the computer and on my headset working with somebody on their site, you know, and I'm trying to get her to handle the phone call.
February 5th, he gets another call from you on the voicemail. Then on the 6th, he calls back. You answer the phone at 11:30 a.m., very groggy, say you're sleeping, call back later.
So that's not accurate. That what you just read to me, that one thing right there is not accurate.
It is accurate. Everybody in America right now is screaming at their TV screen saying, look, this arrogant guy won't take the call when you call the house, and you got an excuse and an explanation for everything. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
This is Anthony Haskins right here. Anthony, these are your contemporaneous notes at the time. You know Ryan?
Yeah. Hey, Ryan.
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
These are your contemporaneous notes at the time, correct?
Yeah, they are.
And you called at 11:30 a.m.?
11:30 a.m.
And he was groggy, says, call me back later.
That's what happened.
Then on the 10th, you have a message from Ryan, your work voicemail. He's asking for a letter from me for the court or his lawyer. It was unclear.
Not sure what, but he wanted a letter from you.
So you call back, a girl answers, you ask for Ryan, she asks about the letter, you say, I don't do that unless Ryan is doing what he needs to be doing and has at least started working on a program. She says, hold on, an argument ensues between the girl and Ryan about whether or not he wants to talk, and eventually she tells me he's not available and takes a message.
I got the feeling with Ryan that he was not intending on wanting any of the help that you were offering, and I felt it was either his parents or it was this letter for the courts or some other motivation, because we take very seriously the help that we provide, and we've tallied up to this point over $25 million in resources that we've provided for our guests. And when a guest reaches out and wants the help that you've offered, I take that very seriously. And I'm getting told by a girl on the phone that you're not available, and I hear you talking in the background, telling her what to say. And then on the other phone call, I hear an argument about this letter and just tell him I'm not available. And so I move on to the next person that is ready, willing, and committing to the help that's being offered.
Everybody in America right now is screaming at their TV screen, saying, look, this arrogant guy won't take the call when you call the house, and you got an excuse and an explanation for everything. If you want some help, you need to say so, and I will make a legitimate effort to try and help you. But I can tell you this, you make one appointment and don't show up, the exit ramp is right there, and I'm done.
I won't quit on you, you know, and I do want your help.
Dr. Lawless, would you dig in here and see what's going on?
I will do an evaluation and make a plan.
Okay, and
amazing.
And that's going to require, I'm going to have to fly you to Dallas to make that happen. I will do that. I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Dr. Frank Lawless. We'll see you next time. Let's make this work, man. Seriously, let's make this work. All right, guys.